Okay, this is my 2014 Audi A4 Quattro Premium Plus S-Line. Um, I've had this car for about a year. I have done a few mods to it, not too much because I bought this car for $25,000 from an Audi dealer, certified pre-owned. I know a lot of people are like, wow, whatever, but you know, the truth of the matter is these cars are a little difficult to work on. I had a 2009 A6 Prestige, beautiful car, fully loaded, but it was a 2009, and I believe for 2009, 2010, maybe 2011 even, they had a problem where the rings burned out. So it had 150,000 miles on it, rings were shot. I was putting 2 quarts of oil in that car a week and about, driving about 300 miles or so. So I did better on the highway. I could go like 500 miles without putting oil in it, but it eventually got to the point where it just cost too much money. I had replaced the brakes. These are the old A6 calipers. I replaced the calipers, and I actually even did the wheel bearings, which I got the old wheel bearings sitting over here next to me. Harley. This is a 2009. I'm sorry. This is a 2003 Dyna Lowrider. Maybe in the future I'll pull the cover off and let everybody see it. It's black, of course. This car, I haven't done too many mods because of the warranty that comes with it. So here's a little shot at what I look like. I've never done YouTube before. I'm in my 50s and I've been working on cars as a backyard mechanic all my life. Probably just know enough to be dangerous in a lot of cases, but you know, that's how you learn. And this car I didn't do too much to. I bought the certified pre-owned because of my experience with the Audi A6, and I really loved it. And I know that I want to mod this car out. I want to tune it. I want to stage two. But for now, I'm just going to do some cosmetic stuff to it for a little while. It's got now 58,000 miles on it. When I bought it, it had 35, and I had the balance of the original warranty, and the certified pre-owned goes to 100,000, and then after the original warranty wears out, runs out, it's $85 and a visit. So if you go there and you have 3 different problems and they have to change $10,000 worth of stuff, cost you $85. Now I know this to be true because I've already had several problems with this car. Mechanically, nothing. I had sensor issues. There was an emission sensor that went bad and kept throwing the engine light. They fixed that. The coolant level sensor is in the bottom of this coolant bottle, and that went bad, so they replaced that. Those 2 were free of charge. In April of this year, my warranty ran out. I was a little upset that it ran out that soon. I didn't even have 50,000 miles on it yet, but you know, that's what happens. So then the air temperature sensor in the cabin went bad, and they had to replace that. And that just cost me $85. And of course, with Audi, they give you a car to take home. There is no rental car fee or anything like that. So I always get to drive some cool A5 or the newer A4s or something like that. So that's cool. I had, a couple. I've tried every one of their A4s and A5s, I guess, because I've been there about 3 or 4 times. Because I also go for oil changes, and even for oil changes, Audi gives you a car. Even my A6, which wasn't a certified pre-owned that I bought from a BMW dealer, when I brought that in for servicing, Audi gives you a car. So I like the way Audi treats you. And even with my bad experience with my beautiful A6 Prestige, basically almost blowing the damn engine, I decided to go with Audi again. And this time I decided to get an A4. They didn't seem to have the same problems. Obviously, it was cheaper. A new A6, they go for like $70,000. Or a lot more. My A6 was a 2009. The original window sticker was $68,000 on it. So this car's sticker was $46,000. I got it for $25,000. I'm happy with it so far. So far, all I've done is I did the old plasti dip, blacked it out. As you can see, my rings are gone because I had plasti dipped those 2 black, and my youngest son, my 13-year-old, talked me into painting them red because I painted the big brake calipers red on this car. You can see that I did that. Let me move this wire. So the brake calipers were not red on this car. I painted them red myself. As soon as I got the car, I pretty much sat on my butt and painted them by hand because I didn't want to spray it. As you can see, I have drilled and slotted rotors. Audi wanted $1,500 to put rotors and pads on the back. I bought these Power Stop Evolution Z23s, I believe they are. All four wheels, rotors and pads for $400. So I know there's a lot better brands of brakes out there, but I've had good luck with these. I used them in two trucks that I had, an F-150 and an F-250, and I also put them on my 2009 A6. So for the price, they're fine. They don't have as much dust as dealer pads, and they stop just fine. I don't see any reason to go and spend any more money than you have to when it comes to the brakes, as long as the brakes work fine, and they do. This car was covered with overspray when I got it. You really couldn't see it until the sun hit it, so it was a couple days after I bought it when I realized there was white overspray all over the entire car. So I taught myself how to buff a car, and being a black Audi, my first experience buffing a car probably wasn't the smartest thing to do, but as you can see, I got it pretty damn good. It's got a nice mirror finish. I mean, that's the reflection, so that's pretty good. And you can still see some, some of it. I didn't get it all off. You can see real fine right here. It's really fine in here. That's where it is. Oh, also that could be road sand. So the hood of this car is really chipped up. Whoever owned this car before me must have liked tailgating trucks or something like that. So, okay, sorry about that. So what I've done to this car is pretty much just VAGCOM mods, the brakes, and I just bought a cold air intake. When it comes in, I'm going to make a video on how to install that. I think I'm going to try to get my 13-year-old son to help me do it, or to actually do it himself while I stand here and tell him what to do. It's really easy changing out the air box and putting in a cold air intake, and I'll show you that. That'll be a separate video for my second ever video on YouTube. As you can see, this car is in really good shape. There's not much wrong with it. The paint's more, as they are, but I did a really nice job. And let me show you the rings in the back now. Where I left the badges plastic it black, and I did the rings brake caliper red, so they match the calipers. So I think it looks pretty sharp. We're going to put the front rings on later today. I broke all the tabs off, even though I used a trim tool. All the tabs broke off. There's all the tabs there. And hang on a second, and I'm going to go get the rings. Okay, so here's the front rings. Again, I painted them with caliper paint, spray paint. I painted them. One thing I learned from the back was, even though they dried for 2 days, they weren't really dry, because when I went to hold them on with masking tape, it actually damaged them a little bit. Not enough that you could notice it unless you're standing there like this close looking at it. So I'm not going to worry about it. You really can't see it. And the badge glue, the 3M badge glue, will take the paint right off. So you have to be careful. I did get a spot where it took the paint off instantly. It just melted in my hand. So I don't know. I think it's going to look pretty sharp with these rings. Just give me a sec to try to get them in there. So yeah, all right. So I think that looks pretty hot. Yeah. So now I'm just going to get a Q-tip, and I'm going to dab the glue on some of the edges and just glue the rings back on. If you don't want to paint your rings, you can buy them online. I've seen them anywhere from $15 to $25 each for each ring. So for like 40-50 bucks, you can get the rings already colored the way you want them, front and back. So that's about it for now. Hopefully you guys will subscribe, and I will start showing you all the stuff I start doing in this car. Like I said, the next video I do, actually, I'm going to show you the mods that I did, the VAGCOM mods, and then I'm going to do the video with the air intake, and eventually I am going to do stage 2. So I'd like to hear people's comments on tunes and exhaust systems. I heard that Unisonic is actually pretty damn good, and they unlike APR, you can actually flash it from home. So I don't know. Give me a shout and let me know what you think. All right. Talk to you soon.